If you love one-pan skillet meals, then this chicken and rice stovetop recipe is going to be a new favorite, trust me. So we're going to start off by prepping some onion and mushrooms. So I'm just going to dice up one small yellow onion, and then I'm also going to chop up some mushroom. Now real quick, I like to buy the bag of yellow onions because they're around small to medium size. So if you ever see me say in a recipe use one yellow onion, trust me, it's not a jumbo, it's a small one. And then we're just gonna chop up some mushrooms. Now, after I chopped up my mushrooms, I did a rough chop, but I realized I chopped them a little bit too small, so you don't have to chop them as small as I did. And then I'm just gonna peel some garlic cloves. Now moving on to our seasoning. So this seasoning is gonna season our chicken, and we're gonna save a little bit for the rice. So I'm adding some Italian seasoning, some smoked paprika, some adobo seasoning, some salt, onion powder, and some black pepper. And of course, the full recipe and measurements are always listed down below in the description box. But we're just going to stir those together, and then I'm just going to save about 1 teaspoon to season our rice. So in that same bowl, I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just going to mix that around to create a paste. And this is what we're going to use to season the chicken. And I've actually done this in a couple of other recipes, and I actually love this method, so you should try it out. But I've already prepared some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm just going to drop them right into the bowl, and we're going to mix them around with that seasoning mix. Now, this is the same seasoning blend that I use for my baked chicken legs, and I absolutely love it. So that's why I'm using it here. But you want to mix that around till it looks just like this. That's how you know your chicken is seasoned good, okay? So in a large skillet, we're going to add a little bit more oil, and then we're going to place those chicken thighs into the skillet. I like to start with the skin side down, even though it doesn't have skin on it. You know what the skin side was. It's like the smooth side. So I like to place that side down first, and then we're just going to cook it for about 3 minutes on each side until it gets golden brown. Now, it's not going to be cooked all the way through, and that's fine because we're going to finish cooking it with the rice. Okay, so once it's brown on one side, go ahead and flip it over to the other side. Let it cook for about another 3 minutes on the other side, and then we're going to remove it from the skillet. Now, when we place the chicken back in with the rice, that's when it's going to finish cooking, and it's going to get so tender, and it's going to soak up the flavor. Everything is just going to marry together, and that's what makes this recipe really good. So back in that same skillet, I just added a little bit of butter, and then I added in my onions and mushrooms. And then this is when I realized I chopped my mushrooms too small. So don't chop them as small as me. But as those onions start to sweat, that's when I like to scrape the bottom of my pan to try to release some of those brown bits. So I let the onions and mushrooms cook a little while, then I added in that garlic, stirred that around, and then it's time to add in the rice. So I've already rinsed my rice to remove some of that starch, and I'm just going to dump that right into the skillet. And then you remember that seasoning that we reserved, so we're just going to go ahead and toss that in, mix that around a little bit. Now it's time to add our liquid. So we're using chicken broth. I like to use the Better Than Bouillon paste to make my chicken broth. And now's the time to actually scrape up any remaining brown bits that are at the bottom of your pan. Now we're going to add that chicken back in. We're just going to lay it right on top of that rice, and you're just going to nestle it down in there. And this is when it's going to finish cooking with the rice, and all the flavors are going to combine and make this dish so good. So don't forget about those juices that are on the plate. Let it come up to a gentle boil. Cover it with the lid, and then we're going to drop the temperature down immediately to medium-low and let it simmer. Let it simmer and finish cooking. Do not raise the lid, y'all. Just let the rice do its job, and it'll look a little something like this. The rice is perfectly cooked. You can go ahead and fluff it a little bit. Here I'm tasting it. Just do a quick taste test. It tastes so good that I did 2 taste tests. And then we're going to plate it. And y'all, this is it. This dish comes together so quickly, and it's just a perfect meal. Weeknight, weekend, whatever you like. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do, please leave me a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. It's my favorite. Want me to make your plate?
Yeah.
Okay.